So we are doing everything from Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So I'm muting at this time, and later on we will open it. So again, reminding simply, and remember these things in your day-to-day life. What is Eastern wisdom? Eastern wisdom is an instrument of knowledge. What it does? It discovers my real self. Senses are the instruments. My eyes, like eyes, are the instrument that sees color in the form. Am I clear? Can my eyes hear the sound? Can my eyes hear the sound? Can my eyes sense the touch? No, they have their limitations. Are you getting it? They have their limitations. But what about telescope? Telescope can see the stars, how sophisticated, costly the instrument is. So if you say it is costly, it is sophisticated, it is complex instrument by which we see the stars, but the same instrument cannot see my cell. Telescope cannot see the cell. Michelle knows much better. Cannot find coronavirus. Are you getting it? That is why the Eastern wisdom is an instrument of knowledge to find the real self. My eyes cannot do, it has its own limitations. Telescope cannot do, it has its own limitations. Understand it clearly. There is nothing that needs, what we say, blind belief. There is no blind belief as such in this journey of self-discovery. Any teacher who says, believe me, leave that teacher. When the teacher says, believe in yourself, start believing in yourself because you know you exist. So now see the way the telescope is a spatial instrument by which we extend the vision of our eyes. Am I clear? So that we can see the stars. Similarly, Eastern wisdom is a spatial instrument by which we can discover, experience our true nature. What is our true nature? That is pure consciousness. What is the nature of the pure consciousness? Permanent peace, pure awareness, truth, wisdom, and love. It has no opposites. Means, that love is infinite. That love is one and for all. So love, there is no opposite in that true nature. We normally say love, hate, pain, pleasure. No, we have permanent state of happiness. Now just for a moment think that if I discover my own nature, I realize it. I experience it 24/7. What is going to happen? My entire life will be transformed. Whether I live with my good spouse or crazy spouse, doesn't matter because I have discovered my nature. I am in permanent happiness. I will continue to express in that state. That is why these great masters, including Buddha, we say Buddha was full of compassion. Not because he saw the suffering people. There is no other alternative. When you discover your nature, you are always full of compassion and love and kindness. Your nature has transformed. Okay. So your mind may say that yes, everything is okay, but how you say that your true nature is permanent happiness? I don't see it. So the question comes, why I don't see it? Yeah. So that is why we are learning Eastern wisdom. When you go to the sea beach, what do you see? The waves are there. But what is inside the waves? It is only water. So when we see the false nature of the water, that is wave, and we identify ourselves with the wave, that is known as ignorance, incomplete knowledge. Because of the incomplete knowledge, I don't see my real nature. Are you getting it? You see, these principles are simple. The teacher must be well versed with the principle. If you are a physics teacher, you should be well versed with the material world, matter, atom, electron, electromagnetic waves, and etc. etc. So you study the basic principles of physics. That's how you teach. So we should also, a teacher in this journey must be well versed with the principles. Otherwise, what happens? Otherwise, we have neither head nor the legs of a meditation practice. We say, close your eyes, focus on the breath. And we do it for 10 years without any real result. Are you getting it? See that? So, what happened? Now, see, take a cup today, ceramic cup. And can you show me where is the cup? When you show the top of the cup, it is empty space. When you see the bottom of it, it is ceramic. Where is the cup? On the right side, it is ceramic. It is simply clay. On the left side, it is clay. Where is the cup? Cup exists for the sake of convenience. Are you getting it? So when we say it is a cup, actually it is clay. Can you show me where is the cup? Similarly, can you show me where is Sophie? Where is Anne? Where is Michelle? It is for the sake of convenience. Inside, we are of the nature of clay, and that clay is our real nature. Are you getting it? Can you say Anne's body is different from Sophie? Sophie's body is different from Michelle. Michelle's body is different from my body. Examine. Blood in you is different from mine, or it is the same? The level of pigmentation makes your color changes. Pigmentation is change in permutation and combination of chemicals, isn't it? Are the chemicals different? Tell me. Are the chemicals different in your body and my body? This is what the ignorance is. What we see that seems to be true, but it is not. Are you getting it? What we see seems to be true, but it is not. That is ignorance. That is the false. So Eastern wisdom is that instrument of knowledge that helps us to discover our true nature through the practice of meditation. Are you getting it? Let us go further. One of the great masters, he is known as the father of Eastern psychology, Patanjali. Before that, so what creates that false nature in me? Where it is happening? It is happening in the mind. I see you through my eyes. The mind goes through the eyes, processes the information, returns to my mind, and I say you are Sophie. But in fact, you are pure consciousness. The way my mind looks at the cup and it says it is a cup. No, it is only a clay. Cup is the label. Wave is the label. Is wave different from the water? See that. So I see the false nature. I see the ignorance. So what is the journey? Where is the ignorance happening? In the mind. Where I have to find the solution? In the mind. Where the problem is, I have to find the solution in the mind. I heard there was a rabbi, a great master, women master, lived in almost 1500 years ago. A guy was searching, who am I? Who was living in south of India, almost 2000 miles away, and Rabbi was living in North India and the Himalayas. So the guy traveled 2000 miles. It took him 6 months. He went to the master and he asked, I have come here to find the answer, who am I? So Rabbi, the women master, said, come on into my cottage, welcome, take rest. We will talk tomorrow in the morning. So women master woke up early in the morning and she was searching something under the tree in front of her monastery. And this guy woke up and saw master is looking, searching something under a tree. And he has already heard about the women master, be careful, she is crazy. Not all women are crazy, only masters are crazy. So that guy went to the women master. What you are searching? I'm searching a needle. Where it is lost? It is lost in the monastery inside. Oh, that is why everyone says you are crazy. Women master told that guy, you are more crazy than me. You have come to me to find out who am I. It is already within you. Why you have traveled 2000 miles? I only moved couple of feet, couple of steps under the tree to search a needle where it is not. Are you getting it? That is the nature of the mind. Mind causes the problem. Mind is the cause of the problem and mind is the cause of a solution. So now coming to Patanjali, it means how this mind can follow the process of knowledge and the practice to reach and find the true nature. So he has given 4 sutras. Sutra means formula. It is like chemistry formula, like H2O. The chemistry teacher went to the class and he wrote H2O and asked the student, what is this? So there was a student who has efficiency, or you can say who has a deep interest in the English language. So he said to the teacher, your English writing is wrong. H2O. Why you put 2 after H? So you see that? Unless I open the sutra, come on, this is in a chemistry class. H2 means 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen. So we should understand these principles. You have to learn and listen from a teacher. Otherwise, you study chemistry and you will prove how bad the English of a chemistry teacher. H2SO4, sulfuric acid, NaCl, sodium chloride. You see that? So these sutras are formulas. They are JIF formulas. They are compressed. They need to be opened up. So in the first sutra, only the 4 sutras is required to bring about a change in my life. First sutra says, Atha Yoga Anushashanam. Literal translation, now you are a seeker, Patanjali master says. I am going to tell yoga is the highest state of mindfulness, provided you are a seeker. So you prepared yourself. You are ready to learn and listen and understand. How do you understand? First, you know the principle. So the teacher says, yoga is highest state of mindfulness. Are you understanding? Are you a seeker? 2 question marks. You don't question as long as the teacher is explaining the principle. Are you understanding? It's not a question of belief, question of understanding. Are you getting it? If you say action and reaction equal and opposite, Newton's law of motion, and the moment teacher taught you, he said, how come? Why it is so? That comes as a second step. I don't understand, let me understand. So second sutra, he says, Yogaschitta Vritti Nirodha. How to reach to that highest state of mindfulness or meditation? Empty the mind of its content. Second sutra. So now the things are becoming clear. You empty the mind of its content. What happened about the contents? It is the content by which I know the world outside, and that gives me the knowledge. What knowledge? The world seems to be true, but it is not. That we have already understood. I have given you the background. I see the cup. It seems to be cup, but actually it is a clay. Are you getting it? So the content in the mind is of cup. I have to remove the content of the cup in order to see clay only. Are you getting it? That is why we have to empty the mind of its content. So from today, you are not going to be in stress and anxiety. That is only the content that seems to be true, but it is not. From today onward, you live in peace and happiness and smile and love and wisdom. Promise me. Third sutra. So what happens when we empty the mind of its content? That is beautiful. I gave you a simile and a metaphor to understand. You empty the mind of its contents. It is like the full moon night. You are near the sea beach and the water is calm. That water is compared to the mind. That water has no waves, no turmoil, no turbulence, and it is perfectly calm. What happens in the full moon night? When you see the water, you see the full moon is reflecting there. Can you see the full moon reflected in a muddy water or on a rock? You don't see it. So when you empty the content of the mind, you see the reflection of your true nature in the mind. It is your personal experience. It is your first person experience. And that is the highest state of meditation. And you enter into the immense state of happiness, continued, unbroken state of peace and happiness, love and wisdom. You have reached to, you have discovered your true nature. And once you discover your true nature, it is irreversible process. You know, in chemistry we study there are reversible and there are irreversible process. H2O you can break up and again the hydrogen and oxygen are separated. But here, once you discover your true nature, you get a taste of it. It is irreversible. It takes some time for your life to transform and start working and expressing from that real nature, but you know you have a spark of it. You get a spark of that real nature and the pure consciousness. That is the actual journey of meditation. Relaxation, calm, little bit peace after the meditation practice are the byproducts of meditation. They are not the real journey of meditation. Now let me tease you. How long you are going to wait for that permanent happiness which is already within you? Why you are not searching for it? Why you are running in the world all the time? Why you are stressed all the time? Ask me, tell me. When that treasure is already within you and still we are too far from us. So the fourth sutra, our master says, when you live in non-meditative state, this mind is going to cause problem based on the past impression, based on the past habit. It will always show the world in a false way, and that will cause you the anxiety, the stress, the duality, the conflict, the anxiety, the depression, and there is a long list. I studied abnormal psychology in my master's, and I said, wow, I started laughing. There are more than 3,000 mental illnesses. You don't remember even the name. Michelle, abnormal psychology is such a big book. Compare, you have a big book, 3,000 diseases, either you study that or you study only the 4 sutras and make your life happy. I'm not criticizing, I'm just comparing both the branches of knowledge. No comparison. You cannot compare eyes as a spatial instrument, the ears are not. They both have their role to play. That is how I see it. But see that abnormal psychology? Now you have certain symptoms and you start Googling out. Many people come, I Googled out my problem, here are the symptoms. It appears that I have a very severe symptom. It becomes very difficult for them to guide. Do you see that? Now the beauty of the Eastern wisdom that it always says what actually we are and what is blocking us, what we are. What is blocking us? What we are not. It has entered into the mind. To remove that garbage is the process, is the practice, is the experience of meditation. Think of it, my friend. I'm not saying believe. I'm saying think, contemplate, reflect on it. Make your mind clear. Refuse to be miserable. When the anxiety comes out, this is a false nature. I have to see how it is a false nature. Start contemplating and reflecting. Your mind moves in a different direction. But we don't do it. What we do? You are responsible for my stress. You made my life a hell. Nobody can make anybody's life hell. Nobody in this world. How dare they? We are a human being. Let us start our journey of meditation practice today. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed and mind is looking inside. Mind is looking inside. So when the mind is facing inside, that means actually it will happen after a couple of practices if you understand these principles. And so when the mind is looking inside, facing within, it is looking the space or emptiness or darkness, you will see the body naturally experiences steadiness. That is the beauty. We continue the journey. Do you experience a little calm, maybe a 5% of calmness? You may say yes. So what is the process? Can that calmness continue from one moment to the second moment? What that means? Unbroken continuity. What breaks the continuity? The mind and the garbage in the mind. Do you see that? That is why we have lot of steps. So now moving into the second step of being comfortable. Look at the neck joint. Feel the sensation. Being comfortable in steadiness. Move the mind on the shoulder joints. What I'm asking you to do, deeper inside, I'm asking your mind to continue. There should be a continuity. In the beginning, that continuity is not broken if you maintain the sense of steadiness in the body, one, and you move the mind with me. Move the mind on the shoulder joints. Be there. Feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Move the mind on the hip joint. Be there, feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Move the mind on the knee joints. Be there, feel the sensation, be comfortable and steadiness. Now, third step in the stage 1 is being carefree. What is being carefree? Normally the mind will be full of the thoughts, feelings, sensation, images, past. Let it be there. Don't fight with them. How come? Like the birds are flying in the sky, it cannot touch the sky, the space. So we have a deeper layer of the mind that nobody, no thought can ever touch, and the two are separate. Can you see that separation in your mind? That is what is known as let the thought come, let it go. Thought says you are good, thank you. Bad, thank you. I was in anxiety, that is also a thought, good. Don't chase them. That is why I gave another metaphor, standing across the road watching the traffic. Traffic is separate, different from you. Traffic means, constant movement of vehicles, constant movement of thoughts. That is being carefree. You cannot practice being carefree. You can be in the carefree or you cannot. So once we are done, the stage 1 is done. Now we go to stage 2. And stage 2 is all the purification of the mind. What we experienced, what we understood, what appears true is not true. Appears true is not true. Water in the mirage appears but not true. See that? So we have to get rid of those contents in the mind. And for that we employ the second stage of purification and lifting the energy in the mind up in 2 steps. So look deep inside the rib cage in the space. Live into the state of steadiness and being comfortable and start breathing short in the quick breath, gentle breath, mind being cheerful through both the nostrils. Just casually, being cheerful, continue the journey of quick and short breath. Mind is cheerful, body is steady, and the mind is looking inside the rib cage. Continue. Not very fast, not very slow, gentle, with a smile on the face, eyes are closed. And stop this. We may feel little bit sensation inside the head, need not to give interpretation through the signs. Because the change of the experience changes the state of the mind. Now start breathing deep, silent. So your inhalation should take time. It should be deep, first into the belly, then into the rib cage. Don't be in a hurry. While breathing out, looking inside the forehead, do the humming sound. We are lifting the prana and the mind together. Your next inhalation is deeper than the previous inhalation. Your next humming is louder than the previous humming. What is going to happen? You're going to bring the breath rate per minute down. That is what we are expecting in this step. Continue the journey, please. And stop it. No movement of the body, please. Stop this humming sound. Let us enter into the third stage now. In the third stage, we are asking the mind to go deep and deeper, deeper within. And the process is hammering the mind, hammering the space with the mantra. We will use only one mantra at three centers. The center of the knowledge inside the forehead, center of emotion inside the heart, and the center of action inside the belly button. So what we need to do outside? Nothing. No control, no regulation of the breath, nothing to do with the body. We bypass the body and the breath. What happens? Body maybe experiences some tingling, some freezing. Recognize them, accept it. So now look deep inside the forehead. In the space, mentally start hammering, mentally. I'm doing it loudly for making you understand, but you do it mentally. You're looking inside the center of the forehead or any point. Continue. Mentally. You're not using the body, not using the breath as an instrument, but using the mind over the mind. That helps the mind to go deeper within. You will discover more tingling, more freezing of the body. You may see the vision and the colors. Let them recognize them, accept them, let it come, let it go. Do not change. Do not chase those visions and the colors. Now look inside the heart in the space and start hammering with the same mantra. You may experience as if you have entered into the infinite space, and even if you are hammering Om with a quick, fast, and loud, The space still remains empty. That idea, that vision, that experience means the mind has started living within. Continue. Quick, fast, and loud, my friends, deep inside. In your mind, no movement of the lips and the tongue, and you're looking inside. Means a natural focus inside the heart in the space. This heart is the real heart. It is the seat of pure consciousness. It has nothing to do with the heart on the left side. It is at the center, neither left nor right. It is just at the center. It is the seat of our pure consciousness. Continue. And you will discover the body you tend to be too far from the body. When you have that experience, the body tends to feel numbness, tingling, freezing, total steadiness. That is good. Continue, please. And now looking inside the belly button, continue hammering with the same mantra. That is our third stage. Quick, fast, and loud in your mind. Keep looking inside the belly button in the space. When you experience a totally motionless state of the body, the breath follows its own normal pattern. You have a deep tingling, freezing, numbness experience in the body. Be sure the mind is living within. Every experience indicates something good. Now stop hammering, maintain that state. Look at the breath. When the breath is going in, no change. Allow the mind to enter into the infinite space and drop Om Shanti mentally. Om is a symbol. The way the Sophie and Michelle Girish are the symbol. This name is a symbol. Om is a symbol. It represents the infinite space. So when the breath goes in Om Shanti, Shanti means peace. That Om is manifesting at peace. How come? Because the mind is living within. It has left all the false nature. When the breath comes out, Om Shanti. So Om is manifesting again in peace. How come? Because I see the essence of the waves that is nothing but the water. I see that essence in every being. See that? So we can live in a simultaneous awareness of pure consciousness and the world outside. Om Shanti. Breath goes in, Om Shanti. Breath comes out, Om Shanti. But with a sense, with awareness. Om Shanti. It's not a repetition. When you say Om Shanti, with the breath going in or coming out, you want to see behind Om infinite space manifesting as peace. When I say and manifesting as a woman, when I say Sophie, manifesting as a woman, see that? Can I see that? When you see that, when the mind is engaged and educated to see that essence, the mind discovers that reality inside. Continue. Now leave the Om Shanti. We make the mind totally independent from any object, including the Om Shanti. So what should we be doing now? That is doing something and not doing anything. What that means? You're looking at the breath. So when you look at the breath, you know breath is going in and out. Okay, so you simply know it. Second point, you know when the breath goes in and comes out, you feel the sensation of the breath. That is the second point of awareness. Third point, do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. If you change, you feel that change, it is done by the mind. That will return again and create a false nature. So just maintain that awareness and live into that state of three-pointed awareness of the breath. Breath going in and out, feeling the sensation, no change. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We will share our experiences. How are you, Sophie? I could see a bigger smile. You see that? You need not to put anything here. It's already there.
Actually, it's amazing how the body tells you, oh, I cannot sit this way, this is painful, and all that, but actually you can.
You can. It is the mind that causes the problem. See that? The mind says to the body that I am the master. And you ask the mind, drop your role being a master. See that? How beautiful to understand that. But you should not forget this. If you forget, your mind goes back to the same stuff. That is the journey of meditation. You know, in the morning I was sitting like this. I sit on the floor, and with the back there is a chair without legs. So computer is also placed on the floor. It was previously placed on a table. I found some challenges in my feet. But now I was sitting for 3.5 hours in the morning, giving one lesson after the other. There was no problem. I was just sitting like this. It is the mind. You see, the mind has understood and learned, Michelle, I want everyone's attention. It is learned that if you make the mind obsessed with something, it can sit for hours together without complaining. Can I tell you? You have done it. Watching a film. What a beautiful film. And your body doesn't move. You know it. And when it comes to the most wonderful journey of meditation, mind says, no, you cannot sit. So it means, where lies the problem? The problem lies in my mind. The mind has become a master. I have to make it servant. That is the journey of meditation. But if I don't think and contemplate, nothing is going to happen. You will forget after 1 hour, and the next week comes, 6 days, 23 hours, you don't think. So mind says, better not to think, I remain your master. Good. How are you, Anne?
I don't know. I was all the time, I don't know, I was somewhat half asleep. I don't know.
Okay. But still you were sitting.
Yes, that's right.
That's right. So awareness was already there, but your mind went somewhere else. A kind of forgetfulness appeared.
Something like that.
Something like that. It's okay. Sometimes the mind has its own pattern coming from the past impression, and that happens. But you feel relaxed.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. How are you, my friend Michelle?
Unable to stay still. Sorry. I tried to, instead of laying down, because I end up falling asleep most of the time, I tried sitting up, and then when I was finding that uncomfortable, I laid down, and that was not comfortable, so I got back up. But I was not connected. My mind is my master.
Now see that. You see that?
Sorry.
First the mind. No, it's your mind. You need not to say sorry. The mind was crazy. Now see that first instant, your mind told you that you're uncomfortable sitting. When you lie down, mind says you are still uncomfortable while lying down. You have to become aware of this fact. The mind has become the master. The mind does not want to go inside. Now question is why?
Yeah.
When the mind goes inside, it is the death of a mind. Mind doesn't want to die. Mind doesn't want to die. It says, come on, Michelle, I will show you. Even I'll make you crazy, but in the background, I will tell you you are not crazy. So do this. From one activity to the second activity to the third activity, and the mind becomes the master.
Yeah, it did.
So you don't want the mind to be the servant? It's a long journey. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's not a destination. It cannot happen in. So I will keep these factors, what you girls told me, and the next session I'll customize and personalize. So any more questions?